This is the official Walmart bike, the Ozark Trail G1 Explorer, the gravel bike that is $288 in a size 55, weighing 12.52 kilograms, and in pounds, 27 pounds, 10 ounces. That is with pedals, a cage, and an out front mount here. Stay tuned to after video where free buy Santas on this high-end wheel set. I never thought I'd see this day. I never thought I'd see a Walmart bike in my store that is actually pretty competitive. This is like the exact definition of you can't fault them because of the fact that at the end of the day, this bicycle is $288 as seen. Now again, there are two aftermarket parts on here. Stem is aftermarket, he put this on. Seat is aftermarket as well. But this is a bicycle that you can literally buy $288 and just ride it. Bring your own pedals, get a feel for gravel if you like it. Yes, it'll be a little bit more difficult with the extra weight, but the components aren't bad for what the price is. They have L2 shifters on here, a 7-speed that shifts really nice, and the ergonomics feel extremely good in the hand. I mean, I'll show you guys some shifting later on in the video, but they feel great. Mechanical disc brakes on there. Again, they're not anything to rave about. They'll stop you, especially here in South Florida. You can stop at the speeds, but maybe if you're going downhill or on single track, which I don't recommend for this bike, but you probably could if you're skilled enough. This is a one piston where the cable just actuates and then the piston pushes over to the other one, so it kind of warps your disc too. But we are doing some upgrades, like I said, so it's not that bad. You have double wall alloy rims, quick release hubs on here. But again, you could take this bike out onto our levee system, where a lot of people do gravel at, get an idea if you like it, and for $288, after you're done with it, you could toss it and be like, hey, I liked it or I didn't like it, or just keep it as a daily ride-around bike. It's not bad. I've seen more and more people ride these bikes around on the sidewalks to commute to work or whatever, or just use them to go ahead and go to the park with their significant other. It is a really decently spec'd out bike. You have a bunch of mounting points here underneath the bottle as well. And yeah, you have an alloy seat post with a cutout, which I don't know because that's not going to really give you anything for a compliancy. This bike comes with 38C tire Kendas on here, but I think that the gentleman who owns this bike, he said that the stock ones now come with 42s on there as well. So they're stepping up their game. It's a great entry point into gravel. If you want to get a buddy out there, invest the money into it. I mean, I can't even feed my damn kids. I got 3 kids and a wife. I take them out to dinner, it's $288. So, I mean, this is it's unbelievable. You get 2 gears, 7 in the back. It's unbelievable what you get for here. So, if you guys want to follow the series, we're doing an upgrade to this bike. We're throwing on Microshift Sword, 10 gears in the back, 1 in the front. We're doing a single chain ring. We're taking out that square taper bottom bracket. We got the Sword shifters as well. He's taking out that steel fork and putting a carbon fork on there, and then we're running a hybrid cable actuated hydraulic disc brake calipers as well, and new wheels, carbon fiber wheels. And we're going to see what the weight goes down to. So it was 27 pounds, but let's go ahead and see. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see how this bike comes stock equipped. So starting off here, you have a nice alloy handlebar with their own stock tape. This is very slippery. Definitely advised for gloves if you're not using gloves on the gravel, but you should. But if you do not wear gloves and your hands are prone to getting sweat, I definitely recommend swapping out that tape. But really surprised at these L2, R2 shifters. The ergonomics feel flawless. You got a nice hand grip here, nice brake actuation. The shifts feel crisp. I mean, for a mechanical group set, I like them a lot. And then also the hand position feels really great. They have a little bit of a flare for these alloy bars too. Nothing crazy, but pretty comfortable in there. This is a 42, it looks like, and flares out to a 44. Going down to you have a ton of cables being mechanical, but again, it is what it is for the money. Going down to the steel fork, that's where a lot of the weight's gonna be at. You have mounting points here for extra bottles or backpacking, maybe fenders. No, not fenders, maybe pannier racks. I don't even know. There's no real specs on this bike because it's being from Walmart. Going down to the rims, it's an alloy rim here. That I'm not sure if they're tubeless ready, but I'm sure you can make them tubeless ready and hook up your tire. This gentleman's running the stock Kenda 700 by 38C tires, which are decent gravel tires, and he has TPU tubes in there for the gravel. They are quick release, so if you are going to upgrade this bike, which I don't recommend doing, like if you're going to get into gravel, I really don't recommend upgrading this bike because it doesn't make sense. But you would need to get a quick release wheel for it. So this gentleman did buy carbon fiber wheels, and you have the ability to do so. But really well enforced wheel. You can see how many freaking spokes are on here. So it's a very sturdy wheel meant to take a beating, which that's great. They thought about that. You have a 6-bolt 160 millimeter rotor. And then, like I said, a pretty crappy mechanical disc brake. It's going to do the stopping power down here, no problem at all. But definitely if you are up north and you have some descents, be a little bit careful in there and make sure that they're adjusted and set up right. A hydraulic disc brake will be much better in that scenario. But again, you can't complain because it's $288. Decent tubing, internal cables right here. You have one position for a water bottle here and then another underneath here as well. Ozark Trail, G1 Explorer, not a bad color for the bike either. The cranks on here is a 2x, and I did not do my homework on the chainring size here, but hold on a second. All right, so they don't list the chainring size in there, but it says on the back it's a 46 by 30. So again, a good amount of range for this group set. And then the crank arm lengths are a 170. Now keep in mind, you can upgrade this to a different crank if you want to, but the crank is a square taper bottom bracket, which are like bomb-proof. They're heavy, but they work amazingly. So this gentleman that we're doing the 1x4, he bought a new bottom bracket that threads in a BSA, and we're going to put on a different, I think you got like a dub crank. So we're gonna put that on there, see how it goes. You have the L2 front derailleur. First time seeing one of these in person as well, very cool. You have the mounting points for what looks like a rear rack right here. Drop seat stays for aerodynamics. Walmart. And then going to the back here, we have some crazy high-end stuff. This is the 7-speed. It's a 14 by 28 cassette. Actually, sorry, a freewheel. If you guys do not know what a freewheel is, this thing threads onto the wheel itself, and then the bearings for the cassette that actually coast, like the hub noise, it's inside the freewheel. So that will get worn out, especially if you're putting down power. So his new wheels have a cassette that's on there, which is nice. Shimano Tourney TZ, which I think might be their gravel group set. It says 6-speed on there, but it is for a 7-speed. So it has a little bit of cage reduction on there, not a clutch, but there's some tension on there, which is great. That's what you need for the gravel. Again, a quick release here in the back, a 160 millimeter 6-bolt rear rotor, and then again a regular mechanical single-sided pole piston on there. Again, a Kenda tire, 700. Oh, sorry, my bad. These are a 40C. I'm an idiot. These are a 40C tire, so 700 by 40C tire, front and rear, and yeah, that's it. And then they have their own alloy G-Wage C-post on here. So 27.2, nothing crazy. You could put a carbon fiber C-post in there, but man, like I said, $280, you cannot complain. You either buy or you don't. You want to get on the gravel, you don't want to spend a ton of money. I have a ton of people like this right now. You buy the bike, you take it out, you put your road pedals on there, you see if you like gravel. If you like gravel, invest some money into a newer bike. Take this bike, sell it for $100. You know, this bike is a crazy good deal to try out a sport. You don't get these kind of bikes at this price point. I think Walmart is really going to take away from the entry level point of a lot of bike stores out there. And this bike for commuting, to be a sidewalk to grass to road, I mean, is a perfect bike as well. You can get a lot of miles out of this bike. You got a lot of bomb-proof stuff on here that's built really, really well. So anyways, guys, let's take it on in. Let's get a free buy sound test on this wheel, on the freewheel. And I'll show you what we're upgrading to as well. Here comes the freewheel sound body. So again, the noise you're gonna be hearing is coming from this freewheel right here. Let's go ahead and get the engagement on this thing. Oh yeah, nice disc brake rub. Wow. Wow, we'll adjust that disc brake rub once we go ahead and put in the new wheels. And then this is the stuff. Okay, this is the stuff that we're gonna be putting on. He got some Super Team wheels for $400, a kind of heavy, but whatever, carbon fiber fork for gravel with a carbon steer, so that will save some weight. X-Tech Zoom, like I said, a cable actuated hydraulic piston on here, so it's like semi-hydraulic. And then also the 1x crank right here. And then the Microsoft Sword. Microsoft Sword, Microsoft Sword, Microsoft Sword, Microsoft Sword, Microshift 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 Sword, 10-speed cassette, Microshift Sword, Microshift Sword, Microsoft Sword, customers walk in, Microsoft Sword, Microsoft Sword, Microsoft Sword, which this is a beautiful looking derailleur. This is a 10-speed gravel group set 1x with a clutch on there. That's a really good looking group set. And the whole group set, I think shifters, derailleur, cassette, and chain was like $250, which is wild. Anyways, guys, I can do this for the video. So, thanks guys for this. See you guys next video.